back to Al's Kitchen, and it's great to be back. I've just had a wonderful holiday in Cyprus for 10 nights. I have also applied for citizenship to Cyprus to become a citizen, obviously, rejoin the European Union so I can buy a property in Spain for my retirement, no questions asked. Thanks to my dad and my Greek roots. Anyway, today we've got a fantastic recipe in store, and it's not what you think. Some of you that already know me know what I do and know what curries I've covered in the past, namely Indian restaurant style curries at home, as well as some authentic and some hybrids. Today in this 30-minute recipe we're going back to base, but not what you think. Now I've got 2 base gravy recipes already on my channel, and if you don't know what base gravy is, basically it's the foundation of every Indian restaurant curry that they make, give or take. And today we're going to basically make a new curry in a short amount of time, namely 30 minutes. But guess what? I've been thinking. I looked at my base gravy version 1, looked at my base gravy version 2, and they are fantastic recipes, both from restaurants. But over the years, and I've been doing this a long time, I was realising after doing the 30-minute series where we're just using boiled onions and producing restaurant style curries at home, maybe all the ingredients we've been using for base gravy aren't actually necessary. So I got my recipe out of my previous versions, and I was thinking, what could I omit from the recipe but maintain the final outcome? So I went through all the lists and I realised most of these ingredients are actually superfluous. Have you ever tasted base gravy? It doesn't actually taste of much. So I've gone back to basics, I've stripped it right back, and we have got the most simple Indian restaurant base gravy probably on YouTube, probably even on the entire internet. And all the ingredients are onions, carrots, tomato puree, and basically that's it. And the base gravy is going to be perfected in 30 minutes. And then the most fascinating part, I'm going to actually do an Indian restaurant chicken tikka madras right before your very eyes with the base gravy that we're about to make. So let's crack on. So bring a litre of water to the boil. Okay, so once we've brought our water to the boil, add the onions. Add the carrots, generous pinch of salt, a tablespoon of mixed powder. If you don't know what mixed powder is, go and buy my own mixed powder ready from Spicy Joe's. And all we need from this is 1 tablespoon. So I'll be back in 30 minutes, lid on, and I'll be right back. Alexa, start 30-minute timer. Alexa, stop. So there we go, 30 minutes up, and the base gravy is almost ready. Let me get my silicone so I don't burn my fingers. And there we go, so turn off the gas. Now ideally you're supposed to let this cool before we blend it, because it's going to be red hot. But obviously for the sake of the video I haven't got that time, so I'm going to take my chances and blend it now. Before we do that, just put in a teaspoon of tomato puree. You could have actually put this in before we started boiling. Just mix that through and let's start blending. So there we go, the base gravy is nicely blended, and what we want to do is do it for longer than you think so it's nice and smooth. Now the consistency of the base gravy is really important because we need it to be able to cook our final curry effectively, and to do that we don't want it too thick, because all that's going to happen is it's going to spitter and splutter. Now don't be afraid to add more water until you get the consistency of semi-skimmed milk. And that's the beauty of base gravy, because I mean you can just amplify it up. That is about perfect. See that on there? Now we're going to enter into the final part of the show where I'm going to cook a curry with it. Make sure you have an aluminium pan. This is a wife-friendly pan because it's got deep edges, so less splutter and mess in the kitchen. But if you've got a stainless steel or a shallow aluminium pan, that is absolutely perfect. And the reason why the Indian restaurants use aluminium is so that it conducts the most amount of heat rapidly, caramelising the base gravy, which is why I didn't fry the onions to start with like you do in most other base gravy videos, because we're going to do the caramelisation in the final process. See, I thought everything through. So the first thing, I'd say put 3-4 tablespoons of oil. This is the fun part. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video if you're new. If you haven't already, do it please. It really helps the channel. It's just an expression of your kindness to me. So thank you. So the first thing I want to do is add a tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste. I'm using the frozen kind, but you can use fresh. Back of the spoon, just stir that into the oil. Here we go, now it's coming up lovely. Right, in go the chilli flakes and the kasuri methi. Back a spoon. Not too long there. Now we're going to add in our spices, but not for very long. Chili powder, mixed powder or curry powder, garam masala. Again, not very long at all. Use the back of the spoon. Once you've fried your spices out and you've bloomed them, it means you've helped release their oils into the oil that you've used, and that's going to give you a lovely flavour. Right, now we're going to add the tomato paste. Back a spoon. Cook that out. Remember, don't burn anything, otherwise it's game over with your curry. No one likes the taste of bitter burnt spices. Now we're going to add the chicken tikka. You can use pre-cooked chicken in some base gravy, or you can use some tikka. I've got a lovely recipe already on the channel. That's it. Once we get that in there, we're going to add 2 ladles of base gravy. Two ladles would be about 150 ml. And look how nice and thin that is. Beautiful. Stir that in. And the thing about these BIR curries, British Indian restaurant style curries, is that they're so easy and quick to make. Now this curry is going to be amazing. I'm going to actually put a slice of lemon in. To give it a nice little citrusy tang. Pop the pips out. And I also forgot to pop open my beer. So now I'm just going to drink a nice Corona, ice cold Corona from the bottle. Cheers everyone. All that's left to do, add a splash of Worcester sauce, literally just that. And I want it a little bit on the fiery side. So I'm going to add a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of Vicky's King Naga. You can use Mr. Naga, Queen Naga, or any Naga pickle you have. This really adds that restaurant element to the curry. I'll throw in the salt, 1/4 teaspoon, salt to taste. And what we're doing is seeing the way the base gravy is sticking on the edges of the pan. That's what you want, so cook that down. Throw in some 1/4 tomato and a pinch of coriander. Well, let's have a look at LED cam, see, so you can see the colours I see. Isn't that beautiful? Look. Lovely. Now you see, because the base gravy was nice and thin, it's not spitting and spluttering as much as if you used thick base gravy. Otherwise it would be all like molten lava, and you don't have to keep turning it and playing around with the curry. Let it cook. Let the onion caramelise. Now let's plate up and do a taste test. If you don't want the oil, just pull the curry to the side, drain it out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Chicken Madras. This is how curries are meant to be made. Forget about all your recipe books, all your authentic style curries. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are amazing too, but these are the curries we're used to. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now it's time for the taste test. Right, so if you've got any questions about how to make these curries, drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer, as I always do. Still loving my channel, still got lots of content to come. Click like and subscribe to keep me encouraged. So here's my lovely Bombay Flame stroke chicken madras, just a fancy name for another madras that is. And now it's time for the lovely taste test, which is what it's all been about. Absolutely superb. And there you go. You didn't need a multitude worth of ingredients. I've just proved you can make the quickest baked gravy in 25-30 minutes and go straight to cooking your Indian restaurant BIR curries. This is absolutely superb, and if you don't make this, you'll be missing out. This is an absolute joy to create, and I'm not even lying. Don't just be a viewer, be a doer. Be enjoying the curries like me and my family do, and all those out there that cook too. Do you know what? I'm actually going to finish this. I'm starving. And I'll see you all soon. Love you loads. I'm Al, and I'm out of here.